What's going on, guys? This weekend we have Max Holloway versus Dustin Porier in their trilogy fight that's going to be taking place in the main event for UFC 318. We got the BMF belt on the line, which, I don't know really how much I don't really care for the BMF belt too much. I really feel like Holloway versus Poirier by itself can sell out the main event. I just feel like the BMF belt kind of adds like a layer of corniness to it. There's not a world title, so why is there a belt on the line? But we got this fight coming up. Also, we got, co-main event, Paulo Costa, Roman Kopylov, Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. We got a full card, and we're going to be going through it, and I'm going to be giving some predictions for this fight card. So, anyways, I'm not going to waste any more time. We're going to get right underway with it. Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. I'll tell you what, you asked me about this fight, 2-3 years ago, I would have picked Marvin Vettori. I was pretty high up on Marvin Vettori. Although Marvin isn't too impressive with everything. He's just very good all around. But in his last fight against Roman Dolidze, he really did not impress me at all. It showed me that if you have a good gas tank and you kind of grit down and really push the pace on him, you can beat Marvin Vettori. And Brendan Allen is going to close fights with, elite level guys like Anthony Hernandez, like Nasruddin Imavov. He's going to close decisions with these guys. So in this fight, I am going to be picking Brendan Allen. I'm going to pick him by decision. I'm going to go with another 29-28 decision, probably 1-1 going into the third. And I just trust the grit of Brendan Allen in that third round to get the job done. Kyler Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira. Kyler Phillips coming off of a loss to Rob Font, I believe. And Vinicius Oliveira is riding a really good wave of momentum. He's beaten some really good unranked guys recently, like Said Nurmagomedov, Ricky Simone, who has proven that he still has it. Ricky Simone has just gotten 2 big wins now in a row, I believe. So I'm going to go with Vinicius Oliveira. He's got very high finishing potential as well. Long, very athletic for the bantamweight division. And I think he's a problem, man. I see him winning this fight, climbing his way up the rankings. And I don't believe the Oliveira hype train stops here. So I'm going to be picking Vinicius Oliveira. Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. I'm going to pick, the big favorite, as you can see, Daniel Zellhuber. I just don't see how Michael Johnson wins this fight at all. He's an older guy at this point. He's had a lot of fights. He's got, nearly 20 losses in his professional career. And I know he's fought some of the best guys in the world, but he gets to a point where you take a lot of damage. He's been brutally slept so many times at this point. Daniel Zellhuber, he had a war with Esteban Ribovic, lost that fight. It was a close fight, though. He's taken a year off to recover and everything. And I think he's a very good lightweight. I think he's definitely a problem, and he's definitely, going to be one of these, really good guys outside the rankings. So Daniel Zellhuber is my pick. Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. I'm going Dan Ige. I just don't see Pitbull winning this fight. I think Dan Ige is used to fighting the higher level competition. I know Pitbull's a legend, has been around Bellator and won world titles and stuff, but it's just a different level, and Pitbull is not in his prime at all. Dan Ige, he's just a tough, slick boxer. And I think, again, he's just going to win a decision here. I got him, by 29-28 decision against Pitbull. Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. I think Kevin Holland's going to easily win this fight. I think he's going to finish Daniel Rodriguez in the first round. I don't rate Daniel Rodriguez stand-up really much at all. I think his head is there to be hit, and I think Kevin Holland's going to knock him out. So, round 1 KO for that fight. Now, Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. Speed, athleticism, and power advantage as well are in favor of Kopylov. And Costa, look, I've said this in plenty of my videos before. Momentum is a huge thing in this sport. Kopylov, yes, although he hasn't fought the level of competition Costa just has not looked good recently. He's, lost a lot of, 4 out of his last 5 fights. The only person he beat was, Luke Rockhold on his last legs. And Luke Rockhold, did not look like an elite level fighter when he fought Paulo Costa. And Paulo Costa didn't really have much power either for such a big, bulky guy. So, yeah, I'm going Kopylov. I think Costa's really tough, though. I think it's going to go to the scorecards, but I got another decision here. I think we're going to see a lot of decisions on this card, except I think Zellhubert's going to get a knockout. I think Kevin Holland's going to get a knockout. And I think there's going to be a knockout in the main event. A lot of people are, picking either guy by decision. And look, I mean, this is perfectly set up for Dustin Poirier, close out the trilogy, set off into the sunset. But I believe Max Holloway is here to spoil the party. I'm going to be picking Max Holloway by a 4th or 5th round TKO up against the fence. I could see a decision, but I think Max Holloway is going to separate himself in this fight. I just believe they're in 2 different stages of their careers. Yes, Poirier does look really good. He's in really good shape, and that does worry me. But Max Holloway, he is the best Max Holloway we've seen in a long time, and he's motivated as well. Coming off of a loss to Poirier, he's still young. He's up a weight class. I mean, look how good Max looked against Justin Gaethje, right? That same Justin Gaethje, the fight before, slept Dustin Poirier. And I know MMA math doesn't work because, look, Poirier's beaten Max Holloway twice, but I'm not really counting the first fight because they were both tadpoles. The second fight would have been in 2019, so that was a long time ago, but it's just the stages of their careers. Max Holloway has a lot more to lose right now. He still want to, compete and fight for a title. I feel like Poirier's, coming in here, looking to put on a war, not, afraid to get hit, just want to go out there and put out a show for the fans. Whereas Max, he's dialed in, I think the spinning back kicks, I think he's going to be ripping combinations, and he's got power. Pillow fists is a made-up fantasy because Max Holloway has power, and I think that's going to be the difference in the fight. I think it's going to look similar to the second fight, although I don't see Max Holloway getting rocked nearly as much. He might get rocked once or twice, and I think he's going to be able to produce the same amount of volume, but just hit a lot harder. Because I really think he is kind of built up his power at lightweight now. I mean, as we've seen. I mean, he's been sleeping people other than Porier, obviously. So, that's what my pick. I'm going to go Max Holloway to defeat Dustin Poirier. Those are my picks for UFC 318. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And, take it easy, guys. And enjoy the fights. I'm going to be paying attention to them, and I'm going to be watching them with my buddies. So this is going to be a good card.